Buddy, you know it's so weird because I started my last video at 4:04 and now it's 5:05 when I'm starting this one, and I've been doing some other shit for an hour, and during my last video I talked about how I've been having a lot of synchronicities. My dog wants out. Hold on. She will not let me. She's like a baby. Come on, let's go. You know it's 100 degrees out here. You don't want to be out here. Alright, no, don't lick my leg right now. Thank you. Go on. Go on. Go on. Thank you. My leg is bleeding. I was scratching it, and so there's blood on it, so she wants to lick it. Stop! No, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you. Oh my god, she's impossible. This dog. She's sweet and all, but come on now. Come on, girl. What? Huh? Come here. I guess you don't really need that part of the video, but that's original content right there. That's why I do my channel, right? So I've been making videos for several years now, and often I come across a topic that I just want to make a quick video about, and then I ended up just throwing it into just as a line in another video. I take a lot of notes and have a lot of ideas in my head, but this particular one I wanted to kind of just make a standalone video for. I've been thinking a lot about how absurd things are today, and I was thinking about all the different things that have changed over the past several years, and even just over the last few years with the pandemic. I mean, the grocery store that I go to, for example, the Fred Meyer down the street used to have 3 entrances. They closed the center entrance because there was so much theft, so now you have to go all the way around to get to the electronics department. Like, it is just so normal for the beeper to go off and nobody does anything. I feel like we're living in a kind of a not just a post-truth world, but a post-respect and post-rules world. It's normal for people to go into Walgreens and walk out with $1,000 worth of stuff and nobody stops them, and it's kind of a joke. And then part of me starts to say, what happened to the old rules? You know, where somebody comes into your little store and tries to rob you, and you pull out a shotgun and you put a hole in them. People think, oh, that's horrible. Why would you want to hurt somebody? Well, because they're trying to hurt you. And that's kind of the basic common sense of being a human that seems to have been lost. That we don't feel like people should have the right to protect themselves anymore, or that, you know, oh, this poor person was shot. They didn't even have a weapon, but yet they were trying to completely beating the shit out of someone and putting their life in danger. It's just, we're living in backwards times. But the issue I'm talking about here isn't about firearms or anything. It's just about this basic hypocrisy. Think of it the same way as, like, many of these content platforms, right? Like YouTube, Twitter, and elsewhere, that claim that they want to, you know, make it family friendly. You know, the funny thing is I've had some of my videos censored when I'm talking about scientific evidence that I've found that disputed some mainstream claim, and it was considered dangerous and harmful content. I went back and reviewed them, and there was not a single thing I said that actually was dangerous, and that's just me. There's doctors and scientists all over that have their views stifled because they're dangerous. And in the same way, a lot of people have their videos deleted for hate speech because they say something like a cuss word or, you know, the N-word, whatever it might be. I was watching National Geographic or some nature show with the kids the other day. A commercial comes on, and I'm sure you've all seen these. They're like full 3, 4, 5-minute commercials of a rap song. And this rap song was some of the worst cussing, horrible, just street, I mean, it wasn't even the cussing, it was just horrendously uneducated garbage. Just N-word this, N-word that. And I was just like, are you kidding me right now? You know, I try to refrain from saying fuck in my videos, and that's not for censorship, just because I want to be respectful to people, but YouTube seems to have no interest in actually protecting anyone. Well, I mean, it goes this is the main point of the discussion, I guess, and why I wanted to make this video. I have a HBO Max because I think we got it for, I think it was for South Park. We basically follow South Park around the platforms wherever they go. They've been to Netflix and they went to Hulu and now they're, I think, on HBO Max. So we signed up for it. The only other reasons would be, of course, Game of Thrones, which is over now and totally failed the people. But Westworld, I'm a big fan of Westworld. I love that show. I haven't, the season just started, the new one, it's been a couple of years. But, so I clicked on there to see if there was a new episode of Westworld, and when I get to my home screen, this was just before I started my last video, it pops up with there's the intro screen that shows their highlight of what show they want you to watch, their most popular show. And it was called Fuckboy Island. I mentioned this in the video I just made, but I just had to mention this in a separate video. Fuckboy Island. It was F-Boy Island. And I actually clicked on it and I wanted to watch the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just to see the explanation and hear the characters. Now, all reality shows are fake and scripted, which makes it even 10 times worse. People have this illusion of how people really are. But there's also the truth that there are really a lot of dumbass muscle guys out there like that who are really that fucking stupid and have that small of a brain and probably that small of a cock as well if they're talking so big about themselves, because there's just such an arrogance about people who brag. And but the ladies are just as bad. Like anybody who's willing to go on these shows, and embarrass themselves to win $100,000. I guess you're supposed to figure out which ones are the fuck boys and which ones are the quote nice guys. It didn't surprise me. I just thought it was a great example of where I'm coming from when I say that these are the same platforms, the same stations that won't carry certain documentaries or certain controversial content because they believe it might be harmful to the public view, but they allow shit like this all day long. Just like YouTube will allow scammers on there to rip you off with various fake ass, crypto and NFT scams. But, the minute you say something about, the minute you go on camera wearing a fucking Chinese hat, you get canceled. It's weird, it's strange, and thank God I don't have to endure that kind of crap. On a final note, I guess the point here is that the world isn't really what we think it is, and nobody's really for real. People are outraged just to be outraged. People don't really care about most of the bullshit that's going on with PC culture and whatnot. My wife told me about this guy who, I think he made a video, I don't know if he's a YouTuber or what, but he was wearing a kimono, traditional Japanese outfit with one of those Japanese rice hats, rice field hat, whatever it is. And he asked people, do you think this is offensive? He went to college campuses and asked, basically, white college kids, is this offensive? And of course, everyone was offended. Of course, that's not part of your culture. Then he went to Chinatown. I guess I said Japanese, didn't he? Maybe it was a Chinese, I don't know. It was, whatever, he went to the place where they are traditionally worn. And all the old ladies were like, oh my God, you look so good. I'm so glad to see somebody wearing that. And he asked if they were offended. And they said, no, of course not. I'd love it if people wore these. And the same thing happened with somebody who asked Native Americans if they mind being called Indian. They said, no, we call ourselves Indians. The BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, it's only offensive when people are offended on other people's behalf. So, we live in a pretty outrageous, ridiculous time. I don't know what else to say about it. Everything's just stupid right now. I can't even take things seriously. I'm just grateful that I have a head on my shoulders to where I don't have to give a shit what other people think any more than I need to let my dog in the house. But at any rate, hold on. I guess I'll say bye first. Bye. And let me know what you think in the comments and all that stuff. It's hot as heck. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.